The Atlas Post. Students are petitioning to cancel rent because college is quickly approaching and students are attending class online. As most students are not required to attend in-person classes, students are looking at moving home or other options they may have. Students are still having to pay for their off-campus housing as landlords are having to pay their mortgages. The exception on paying rents is if you happen to have on-campus housing with your school. For more options, of course, see our video on how to get out of your lease. But if you're watching this video, you probably either are a student or know a student that might be affected or may be interested in this. And while you're listening, please give us a thumbs up, as we would greatly appreciate it, and hit the subscribe button to get updated with the latest updates or informed of the latest updates. Students around the world are signing petitions. On change.org, a search shows 1,070 results with students in Australia, Ireland, Canada. See, it's just not here in the United States. They're all wanting to cancel their rent payments. In fact, here in Davis, here's the hashtag no rent from students. And that one's actually in India. And UC Davis, of course, was on the news as UC Davis is, of course, a huge college town. And it says many students are bound by rental agreements, which we were coerced into signing back in the early months of 2020 before the pandemic hit the U.S. and due to the unprecedented unemployment crisis, and are now unable to afford paying rent, dropping out, or are simply unable to study on campus, making the need for housing moot. Well, part of it is they sign the lease and they are usually binding, unless you happen to have an exception. Here it is UC Davis up in Northern California. They have an off-campus housing Facebook. So students are, of course, trying to find people to replace them on their lease so they can get out of it and not have to pay for it. And actually, that's probably one of the best ways to get out of it. In Northern California, also, legislation has already been passed in Berkeley to protect the Cal students from exploitative lease terms by the Berkeley City Council. So that allows tenants to terminate their leases with 30 days notice if they qualify under covered reasons for delayed payment, which include material loss of income, or if they are or were registered at an educational institution that canceled or limited in-person classes due to the COVID-19 pandemic, according to the item's cover memo. So that is in, of course, it's Berkeley City Council, so that's for UC Berkeley. It does state that tenants whose leases have not started may be able to terminate without paying any fee or having further liability. Now notice that is in Berkeley. Let's see, it also does say that students in Berkeley are still facing hardships trying to use the new law to get out of paying rent for their lease cancellations. But I still have added this as hope that we too can get something passed specific to the situation of students in Davis, because this, of course, was change.org for UC Davis. And they are asking the city council to go ahead and act and implement new legislation. That's in Davis, but see, it happens all around the United States. Here is it UCLA. Now, UCLA, are you ready for this? UCLA is actually increasing rent costs. But they will not place academic records hold on tenants who can't pay rent during the pandemic, but tenants are still obligated to pay for all outstanding rent once safe-at-home orders are lifted, the statement read. And one of the things they do say is that UCLA Housing needs funds to continue housing operation and is unable to cancel rent. You will probably find that same story in many different places. So you can go to an organization like this, ACCE. It's Join the Rent Strike Movement. And this is to sign this petition, send a message to California Governor Newsom. And it says, he's sending Governor Newsom a 30-day notice. So this has to do with not just students. This has to do with cancellation of rent and mortgage debt during the pandemic. You can also go to resources such as the U.S. Department of Housing and Urban Development. They do have state-by-state information, which you can see here in the state of California. And here it is for California. And it does have it for the rest of the states, too. So that will also help you with more information. There's also a company called Rent Assistance, this website. Find rent assistance in your region as well as by your state. Let's see what they have in California. And they actually have it by city, so you can go ahead and find out the information. And these are very helpful. You can go ahead and scroll down, and they do have information on them. Next is 211. It says local rent assistance, and here in the city of Los Angeles, or actually Los Angeles County, they just started rent relief by dialing 911, and this is just from your phone. You can dial, not 911. From your telephone, you can dial 211. You can also dial 311. But this one we're focusing on is 211 for rent relief, but both of those numbers are equally important for you to find more resources and more information. We have much more information coming to you, but of course, check out our video on how to get out of your lease and other information for students so they're well aware of their rights and what they can expect. Anyway, thanks for joining us. Oh, wait a minute. Rent relief for Los Angeles County. So actually today started the applications for rent relief. So you can go to 11la.org or call 211. And to be eligible, renters must qualify based on income and have struggled to pay rent due to the COVID-19 pandemic. If you're a student, well, you are probably experiencing this. Anyway, thanks for joining us at the Atlas Post. Please share this with a friend or somebody it can help. And if you find this helpful, please like our video, make comments, and check out our playlist, and subscribe for the latest updates. Thanks for supporting the Atlas Post on Patreon, as well as buying me a coffee. Tap into your news with the Atlas Post and have a joyful day.